Happy Easter. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel, Says Dividends, where each week I'll showcase my portfolio and tackle different topics I feel that are not only important to dividend investing, but also to just life in general. Through my videos, I have three goals. One, to help people discover the power of dividend investing. Two, to learn from my peers who also are dividend investors, whether they are just starting their journey or they're way further down the line than I am. I love to learn from everybody. Three, I want to eventually reach $500 a month in dividend income. Right now, I'm sitting at $244, which is a $3 increase from last week when I was sitting at $241. So I have $256 to go to hit my $500 mark. Right now, I have over 1,100 total shares across 38 positions. I'm looking to get in the 40 to 45 position range, and I think that would be the ideal number of stocks which will spread out my dividend payouts throughout each month. There are a couple places that I'm looking to fill in the cracks and things like that. This is video number 4, so I'm very, very new at this. So I would appreciate a like and a subscribe if you find value in my video. So let's take a look at my portfolio. So overall, I have a rate of return of 32.39%, market gains of 6,887, and earned dividends of 2,778. And let's look at the past week. Since I do this once a week, my goal is to showcase this once a week, so I like to do a week in review pretty much. So return of 1.82%, market gain of $1,049, and earned dividends of $57.49. And since it's April, we can look at the first quarter of the year. So this is how 2021 started for me, with a return of 14%, market gains of 6,629, and earned dividends of $733. Not too shabby. I think that averages around $244. So yeah, looking pretty good so far. I had 3 buys in the past week. I bought 15 shares of Main Street Capital, which is a REIT. Let's see here. There you are. So I bought 15 shares of Main Street Capital. Now I'm sitting at 88 shares. I'm looking to hit the 100 mark in that department, which will give me $20 a month in dividend income just from this stock alone. The quarter or the monthly payout is 20 cents a share. Also, I bought 1 share of Iron Mountain Incorporated. Right now I have 31 shares. And I also bought 1 share of GSK, which is GlaxoSmithKline, here in the healthcare area, and 14 shares of that, almost at 15. I'll creep over that 15 shares this week. So those 3 purchases added an extra $41.48 to my annual income total, which is, like I said, it's just going to get me further along in my goal to hit $500. And like I said, I want to hit the 40 to 45 mark in equities. I'm looking to add Intel to my portfolio, Toronto Dominion, which is TD, ticker symbol is a Canadian bank. And then I will be searching for other ones to fill in the cracks. I'm not invested in Caterpillar, so that might be an option I'm not invested in waste management. That's another one that may be a good stock to throw into the mix. I do have a nice mixture between income producing dividend stocks and more of the safe growth dividend stocks. So it's a real nice mix, and so far so good. So everything is pretty much in the green, as you can see, and except communications because of AT&T. So AT&T's always kind of been down for me. It's just, it all depends on when you buy pretty much. So I bought when it was a little higher than it is now. That's why it's down. Simple math, right? Or simple logic. So other than that, hope you guys like the overview of my portfolio. I can go more in depth if you like. But for the most part, I like to do a two-parter type video. So like I said, the first part is to showcase my portfolio, and the second part is to talk about topics I think that are important. And tonight's topic is how practicing patience is key in dividend investing. First let's start with what is patience, right? Patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. So if you think about it, patience is really a life hack. You accept delay, trouble, and suffering because you don't get as emotional, and that equals patience. So we as humans, we're designed to react to threats, whether they're real or perceived. If you hear a growling dog and it's loose, we react to that because that's a threat. Most people will see that could be, and he's showing his teeth, so that's like a real threat, okay? Or if you see a lion and the lion's running at you, that's a real threat, right? But there are a lot of perceived threats. You may hear barking around the corner and you don't know what that is. Well, you know it's a dog, but you don't know the size of the dog, if the dog's loose, is the dog barking at you, or whatever. So that's a perceived threat, and we are designed to react to those as a survival mechanism. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because most people will see a downturn in the market as a perceived threat. All successful investors are patient by nature because of the understanding most market threats are perceived. Those downturns in the market aren't deal breakers. To me and to other dividend investors, that's a time to buy. Like last year, everybody was panicking. All the news was about how the market is down, it hit its lowest point in blank years, or it hit its lowest point ever, or something like that. Well, as a dividend investor, hey, I saw it as potential. I saw that as a discount. So the less emotional you are, the more patience you practice. So, Warren Buffett said it best. He said the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And it's so true, because the impatient ones are the ones that sell out when they are losing money. If their stock goes down, they're not patient enough to wait till it goes back up. If you look at the history of the market, you know that it always goes up. Now, it may jump around, it may trend downwards here and there, but eventually it's going to turn the corner and it's going to go up. So impatient people usually aren't successful in the market. Patient people are the ones that are mostly successful. And that's almost in life. Like when you're impatient in other areas in your life, you don't give things its proper chance, and you're not as successful, or you're not successful at all. So again, patience is an underused skill set, and it's a life hack. It involves staying calm in situations where you lack control. As we know, the stock market is an uncontrollable entity, and we as dividend investors understand we can only control so much. So we can control what we invest, where to put our capital, and what kind of strategy we want to use as far as our dividend investing goes. But we pretty much understand that we can't control things. Where we differ from other investors is the normal market volatility doesn't test our patience as much, because our primary focus is dividends. Because we receive them in, we don't get antsy. So that the dividends offset the emotional baggage that the market can bring to your mind. So I always tell people if they're wanting to jump into the market and they know that I'm in the market, and they may ask me, I don't know where I heard this from, but I felt like I heard this in a podcast or something like that, and I held it close to me. It's that if you can't hold on to a stock for at least a year, then you shouldn't invest in it. And that's so true, because that's practicing patience. Yes, there are some tax benefits to that. If you buy and sell a stock under a year, I think there's a tax increase compared to holding it for longer than that. But I think what I got out of that was you have to hold on to it, and you have to practice patience. You have to practice going through the rough times with a stock to fully appreciate the power that it holds. Like, it's a wealth creator. And as a dividend investor, I learned to be patient when it comes to seeing significant dividends. I've tried to buy low, sell high, and things like that, and it was just an emotional roller coaster. And I really didn't like it as much as, like, this is way better, and there's cash flow involved, passive income. So you can't beat it in my mind. So there's ways I practice. Personally, I practice patience. Some of them are weird. As you can see, the first two are kind of weird. I'll explain them. And then the third and the fourth one. So I like sitting in long lines. Kind of weird. Let's say, for instance, I usually eat healthy, but sometimes I like to go grab some fast food. Taco Bell is one of my weaknesses. And the Taco Bell that I live nearby, there's always a line. Always a line. Now, it will be faster if I go inside and pick up the food and hop back in the car, right? But I sit in the car to practice patience. So I will eventually get my turn to the window and get my food. So in a weird way, this is helping me strengthen the practice muscle in my mind by sitting in there. So I don't avoid long lines. I haven't been in a bank in forever because everything's online now. Pretty much do online banking. But if I went into a bank, I sit there in that long line. I don't make a fuss like, damn it, like, why are there so many people wanting money, or whatever, right? I sit in that line with no qualms, I will sit there and appreciate. I will look around, I'll think, I'll do whatever, right? I don't know. Seems weird to me that I even put it on the list, but I think that's just a weird way I practice patience. Another way is I don't avoid those long automated phone calls where they put you on hold, where they say, "We appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you shortly." Those, and then the elevator music kicks in. Yeah, I'll sit there and I will think about how this is going to help me in other areas of my life if I just stay calm, stay emotionless in the moment, and I just wait my turn. And so that's what I think when it comes to my dividend investing is I need to stay calm, stay patient, and eventually I will be the next person that hits 100K in their portfolio or or hit the $500 a month in dividend income. Another one, meditation. You have to be patient to meditate. I think that when I started meditating, I was trying to go for too long, because if you try to go for too long, I was doing those guided meditations. You can find them on YouTube everywhere. I think there was a app called Headspace. I know it's still around, but those were shorter meditations. But I think I started like 30-minute meditations. And while I'm meditating, I'm thinking about when it's going to end, because I was becoming impatient. And by doing so, I wasn't really meditating. I was just sitting there with my eyes closed. Because if I'm thinking about the ending, I'm not in the moment. And that's what the meditation does. You're supposed to clear your mind, and you're supposed to be in that moment. And then when it ends, it ends. So that's another form of practicing patience, is by meditation. Another way I practice patience is by fasting. I do intermittent fasting, and I may even go 24 hours sometimes. You have to be patient, because time is time. You can't speed it up, can't slow it down. So, when you're in your fasting window, you have to be patient. You have to wait till your eating window comes, and then you can eat that pizza or whatever, right? Preferably not pizza, something more healthy or something healthier, but you know what I'm saying. So it's a level of patience that you have to have when you're fasting. All of these, even the two weird ones on the list, I always think about why do this? Like, what's the good that's going to come out of this? And that helps me be patient. And I think why I dividend invest helps me be patient on reaching my goals on dividend investing, because as we all know, it can be slow and steady. Like I said, I went from $244 a month. That was a $3 increase from last week. Now, someone else may see that and be like, what? That's it? But I see that as growth. So I enjoy that. So yeah, there is a level of patience in other areas of your life that I feel like that will help you become a better and more solid dividend investor. Like I said, this channel is going to be a little more thought-provoking. I'll go into my portfolio first half, second half. I want to have these conversations. I think these are really value added and brings a new level or new perspective to investing. So what ways do you practice patience? These are my 4. I'm sure there's more that I could have came up with, but what do you do? Is there any weird things that you do to practice patience in your life that you may see a correlation into your dividend investing? Or am I way off? They don't even relate in the first place. I think they do. Maybe you don't see it. So who knows? But I'm sure that you get what I'm saying. So guys, thank you so much for checking out my channel, and thank you for making it this far into the video. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you found value or you want to show support for a fellow dividend investor, please give a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.